What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about intuitive machines. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I want to go over some of the data points, what's really moving it, and where it might be heading next. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So it is up 16.45%, 1141 the low, 1337 the high, and a lot of volume. So 13.4 million shares being traded, 7.2 is the average. And one thing I always like to do is to determine where the volume actually is coming from, whether it be algorithmic trading or actual institutions trading it. And from what we can see from the secondary market and also the dark pool, a lot of big money is getting in. So that's always a positive, because I don't really like algorithmic trading. It's rather hollow and usually does result in more of a substantial pullback. But as you can see on the dark pool, a lot of big transactions coming from hedge funds and institutions. So definitely good to see. When it comes down to why it is going higher, there's two things. One of which is just generally started yesterday, but there's more of a meme kind of rally, and a lot of stocks that are essentially heavily shorted, such as intuitive machines, are just getting a abnormal amount of volume, really pushing it higher. So it's not really short squeezing, but there seems to be a short attack in the broader market. So that's one kind of attributing factor. Secondly, for today, there was a new analyst rating. So it was posted after hours yesterday, but initiated coverage, so brand new rating, $17 price target buy. This is done by the firm 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧. I haven't really heard of them all that much, but Jeff, who does have a 50% success rating. So pretty okay. Aside from that, last one looks like a 1050 sell, Bank of America, and Analyst has a 65% success rating. As a consensus over the last 3 months, 1543, that does represent a 17.43% upside. So you kind of have both things really pushing higher. Shorts aren't really doubling down. So that in among itself kind of goes to show that they feel that it is kind of justified, this green day. So right now shorts are returning about 6,000 shares, but one thing I do want to draw your attention to is this. There is roughly around 2.1 million shares available to be shorted. So if they wanted to double down, there's more than enough ammunition for them to do that. And on a side note, cost to borrow, it's fairly low. So the average is 0.8. So if they wanted to, again, it's fairly cheap to kind of short. Side note, 20.65% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 22.84 million shares overall are being shorted. So definitely good to see shorts returning. And I think this might be possibly the start of something big. When it comes to after hours yesterday, they also did announce their earnings. So that is slated for the 7th, so August the 7th. Current estimates right now are this right here. So -4 cents for the earnings per share, 67.03 million for the revenue. Over the last 90 days, you have 1 positive and 2 negative revisions to the earnings per share. So going into this upcoming earnings, this is the most optimistic analysts have ever been. So that's, again, might be a good transition and a key pivot for it to realistically get to that $17 range or potentially even higher. But I think in order for it to get there, shorts would have to kind of take a step back. They still are a very big presence in the day-to-day kind of trading. So they do make for roughly like 30 to 50% of the daily volume. So I think ultimately you do need shorts to get the hell out, if that's kind of a nice way how to say it. I'm sure I could say it a little bit worse, but nonetheless, that's kind of the current circumstances for right now. Looking at the options though, you are seeing 6.6 million in calls, 571,000 in puts. So definitely a lot of money is getting into the stock through options. Side note though, 58% of all the options being done today are bullish in nature, and that's something that you're not really seeing in the market today. So a lot of stocks, you have kind of institutions somewhat anticipating a pullback. With this stock, intuitive machines, you are seeing more upside. From the bull standpoint, you are seeing a consensus for it to be roughly around that $13.50 to $14 range. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub roughly between that $11.50 and $12. So there's a little bit more downside anticipated, but clearly the overall frequency is definitely bullish overall, so that's good to see. With it at 13.18, it is trading right now between this R3 and this R2. So if you're looking at averaging down, swing trading, just kind of take note of the support levels. So you have 1246, 1184 as support levels. And then flip side, 1346 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. It wasn't really tested today yet. Still an opportunity for that to happen. And if it is able to successfully get over that in the short term, then you'll see most likely 1608 being the next strong target / resistance. Aside from all of that fun stuff though, and the analyst rating, there really isn't that much in articles coming out about it. On the actual chart itself, it is, as of right now, because of the recent push higher, above all of the key pivotal moving averages that I like to look at, so the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages. Stochastic RSI, because of the recent volatility and it kind of bouncing off of that 200-day moving average, so that yellow line right there, it kind of caused it to get from overbought to somewhat neutral. So that's kind of a good thing that could really aid in it really pushing higher. We have a lot of also big companies unveiling their earnings after hours today, Google, Tesla. So if they do give good future guidance, then you could see a very substantial push higher, not just with Intuitive Machines, but the broader market. So I think in reality, everything is kind of working out as long as it can hold essentially this 1212. So that is that 200-day moving average. But as long as it can hold that, then yeah, you'll be most likely seeing a very nice push higher. I don't know if we'll have the same setup as kind of October through December, but most likely it could definitely happen. And so yeah, let me know your general thoughts on Intuitive Machines. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What's your expectations from their upcoming earnings? Is there something specific catalyst wise that you are wanting to hear? Depending on if people want, I can do a deeper dive into some expectations of their earnings, kind of anticipated volatility, where it might be going and so forth. If you do want that, let me know in the comments below. I can definitely try to put that together. But for the most part, it's good to see that this is finally getting some attention from institutions. I used to cover this way back in the day, but kind of just fell off the radar essentially. But let me know your viewpoint on this stock. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you are looking for some solid buy signals, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. And if you are also wanting all of this for free, like analyst ratings, definitely sign up for 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧. It is completely free to sign up and you get access to all this good information. So definitely worthwhile to kind of do that as well. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.